Jason, we keep talking about recovery and rest. We've gone over our favorite gadgets. You got anything extra?
Like what?
I don't know, like a secret weapon? What have you seen in some of the Division One training rooms?
Well, if I told you my secret weapon, would it really be a secret weapon anymore?
Come on, I know you're holding out on me.
All right. Well, there's one cutting edge device that comes to mind. And honestly, the first time I saw it, I thought that there was no way that it would work. And I could tell you about it, but
What do you mean? But I need to hear about this secret weapon.
I was going to say I could tell you about it, but instead, I've invited the president of the company, who was on Shark Tank once,
Oh.
to talk to us about it.
Yes. Okay. This is the pitch.
What happens when a chiropractor and a physical therapist get together to make a health and wellness podcast?
But chiropractors and physical therapists don't like each other.
Oh, think again.
I'm Dr. Kathy Lynch, physical therapist who likes to help people move and get stronger.
I'm Dr. Jason Young, an evidence-based chiropractor who uses humor just as much as adjustments to help people get better.
Welcome to the Pitch Podcast.
Remember, there's no I in pitch. All right, everybody, welcome back to your favorite podcast.
Yes.
Which is the Pitch Podcast.
Yes,
I'm Dr. Jason Young.
And I'm Dr. Kathy Lynch.
Yes, and we, Kathy, have a very special guest with us today.
Super cool.
So excited. This is Anthony Kjenstad. He is the president of FireFly Recovery.
FireFly.
So, yes, and this product is dope.
Yeah.
Love it, love it. So welcome, Anthony. We're so glad to have you.
Thanks for having me, guys. I certainly appreciate you guys inviting me on.
Yeah, sweet. So, well, let me tell a story.
Please.
I'll finish the story that I started with in the cold open there. The first time I saw the FireFly Recovery device, which is the secret weapon, by the way.
Okay.
It is the secret weapon.
All right, it's out there.
People are Googling as we speak, right? Agentic AIs are firing up everywhere, ordering FireFly Recovery, and rightfully so.
Oh, yeah.
Rightfully so. Great product. But the first time I saw it, it was on an athlete at Oregon State, a wide receiver, and it looked like a great big blue and white Band-Aid on his leg. And I was like, bro, what did you hurt? And he didn't even know what he was doing. He's like, oh, yeah, this recovery, blah. And I was like, what? And his leg was twitching. And I was like, what are we doing here? But he loved it. He was like, oh, this thing really, really works. And so that's how I got started. And that's probably the weirdest way that I could describe your product and what it does. So that's why we had you on, because you might
You're like, explain this thing to me.
Yes, you might be able to do a little bit better. So our listeners, we have the full range. We have healthcare providers that listen. We have weekend warriors. We have soccer moms that are listening, and soccer dads too.
The dads.
Yeah, definitely the soccer dads. So tell us about what is a FireFly recovery device, and and what does it do?
What does it do? So FireFly, recovery is everything now, right? Everybody's talking about recovery. It's recovery drinks and potions and lotions. FireFly actually never intended to be a recovery technology. We actually started as a medical device. And what the company found, the pneumatic compression is the standard of care in hospitals when it comes to preventing blood clots. So if you're non-ambulatory in a hospital bed, they put these little squeezers on your lower extremity to increase blood flow.
Yeah.
And
or
what our
like
company
you were talking
figured
like
out,
the compression boots and stuff like that.
the pneumatic
Okay.
compression boots.
Yeah. All right.
Exactly. So our company saw an unmet need there, because if you are a patient in a hospital bed and you need to get up, you need to remove the boots, call the nurse in, and you need to get out of bed. And then when you get back in bed, they got to put the boots back on you. So our company saw an unmet need in this space where we need to develop something where patients can actually get in and out of bed and not worry about taking on and off the boots. And so to your point, we look like one product, but we kind of function like another product. What we figured out is, rather than squeezing the lower extremity with pneumatic compression, you could stimulate the nervous system. So we took a modified muscle stem, found a nerve in the lower extremity called the peroneal nerve. And when you stimulate that nerve, you cause, as you said, that slight dorsiflexion of your foot, or that foot pump. We call it the FireFly flutter. That actually is
That trademarked?
32%. That trademark, yes.
Oh, yes.
We
all
did
right.
trademark it, by the way.
Wow. Okay.
And we actually found out that by stimulating the nervous system as opposed to squeezing the lower extremity, I'm going to get very clinical here now, but we increase what's called arterial and venous flow 32% more effectively than pneumatic compression. But we also increase hip to toe microcirculation by 400%. Medical grade sequential compression is about 117. So we're 3 times more effective than pneumatic compression boots to deliver lower extremity microcirculation and push blood flow back to the heart, all by doing this through this little wearable NMES device.
Cool. Can you explain to our listeners why it's important to increase that circulation?
Sure. So your body does a great job of getting the blood down to your lower
Mhm.
extremity, but depending on your health risks or if you're not moving, etc., it takes a little bit more effort to get back to the heart.
Mhm.
And so that's why pneumatic compression is used to kind of, especially when patients are non-ambulatory. But in the medical world, we were developed to really prevent a blood clot.
Oh,
So if the patient's not moving, they just had any type of surgical interaction, their body's more amped to get a blood clot. So they want you in these devices to increase circulation. But there's a lot of other components of circulation. We're finding on the surgical side reduced post-operative edema or
mhm.
non-operative edema. We're actually healing diabetic wound ulcers 3 times faster
Wow.
in the lower extremity. That's
Wow.
with our medical device called the Gecko.
Gecko. Okay.
What happened? Yeah, the Gecko, GEKO, is the medical device. You can really only get that through doctor's prescription or through the hospital. So, what happened is physical therapists, athletic trainers saw these medical devices and they were like, we're using pneumatic compression in the athletic training room to help our athletes recover, but they're not portable. Our athletes
Yeah.
have to sit in the corner plugged into the wall.
Mm.
This is a recovery tool. So they
Yeah.
really told us, hey, you're a recovery tool. We went out and researched kind of, okay, what does the increase of blood flow have on recovery, and kind of did a lot of research. Then we rebranded the product, called it the FireFly, made it over the counter, and we started selling that into athletic training rooms in the US about 10 years ago.
Cool.
Yeah, well, and it does exactly that. And we've talked about this before. Like
Mhm.
blood flow is necessary. Parts of your body that can get blood can heal.
Yes.
It's why, like, if you have a knee injury or a cartilage injury, those heal slowly because you don't have blood flow. And so, more blood equal better part, right? If I'm speaking caveman, right? Shoulder impingement.
Mhm.
The thought used to be, hey, we got to do these real specific exercises. What we're finding out is that if you just get some blood flowing to that shoulder, it's gonna fix itself. And so it's huge. It's a game changer. Can I give you a little story about my personal use of it?
Please.
So
Please.
I I've got a tricky leg. Is that how old people say it?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm somebody's uncle. They're like, oh yeah, my uncle
Is that a
Jason.
medical term,
It
Yeah.
tricky
is, yeah,
leg?
yeah,
Tricky.
yeah. My uncle Jason, he's got a tricky leg. You know what I mean? He got his tricky leg. So no, I've got a tricky leg. All right, I had a trauma when I was a teenager, and so I got a ton of scar tissue in there, and so it's just like if something's gonna go wrong with me, it's that leg. So I got cellulitis in that leg, and it darn near killed me, according to
Mhm.
my wife. Um, I thought I was fine, but the fever and the sepsis said otherwise.
That'll get you.
But no, the leg swelled up, and it was really really rough. And it just we have the compression boots, and it wasn't really comfortable to use. And the part that was especially bad was at night when I was trying to sleep, and you
Mm.
don't want to have compression boots on all night because then you can't sleep. Wearing the Firefly like kept the
Mm.
inflammation, the swelling in the leg under control.
Mm.
And it was like the best my leg would feel. It was amazing. Like you could wear it all night long, and it was really good. And then during that time, I was also like doing a lot of travel. And if you are a person who has to wear like the compression
Mhm. I
socks,
do.
so you're old. Yeah. Official old person territory.
Officially.
Yeah, you do not need compression socks if you have this
Mhm.
because I used to wear those and I'd put this on instead, and
Mm.
it does the trick perfectly.
Just one leg?
One leg, both leg. For me, it's my tricky leg. Right. But yeah,
We
so
do recommend both legs.
both
Okay.
legs.
You know,
Okay.
if you're wearing it for travel or recovery, you want to kind of push from both sides, right?
Okay.
Are you just trying to sell
But
more Fireflies?
Yeah.
no, we're doing fine
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
So I do have to give the disclaimer.
Yes.
I know it worked extremely well for you on a medical condition.
Mhm.
The Firefly, we don't actually promote medical applications for this, even though behind the scenes in athletic training rooms, quite often it's used for ankle sprains and stuff like that. It's not what we actually promote. We really do drive people to the medical side of the business, which is again called the Gecko, really because that is the clinical
Sure.
side of it. But we do see, again, we started as a DVT product on the medical side, ended up seeing that we effectively were healing diabetic wound ulcers 3 times faster by increasing circulation. In the athletic training room, we're used 4 ways: priming or warm up, general recovery. What we think about the Firefly is not only are we moving more blood, but increasing blood flow for extended periods of time is much better. A lot of time when you slide into those boots, you're only in them 30 to 45 minutes. We call the optimal dose for Firefly for general recovery to be 2 hours. And that's clinically researched with some papers that are on our website, and you can actually look into those. So warm up, general recovery, travel are really kind of the top 3 ways we're used, and we're constantly researching the product. Right now, we're in almost every pro and college team in the country. We had a little side conversation before we got on here, and we talked about other teams that may or may not be using the product, but in general,
I don't know.
just
Do you
to
have
give
any
you an
teams that you
idea.
like, Kathy, that should be listening? I mean, Notre Dame football, really, guys. I know that you listen because I mean we are constantly fangirling for you
Constantly.
here, and so it's like get your act together. Like if you're wondering why you haven't won a national championship recently,
It's the Firefly.
it's the Firefly.
It's the Firefly.
It's
must be the
definitely the
Firefly.
Firefly. Firefly Recovery.
Getting close.
Totally.
Not close enough.
They are just 2 legs away.
I think
Yeah,
so.
one on each side. Yeah.
Shucks.
Anthony, how many extra touchdowns would you guess
Oh.
that Firefly Recovery is worth
insurmountable. I don't even think.
Well, and we should just throw out our disclaimer too.
Oh,
Like,
yes.
you want to do the disclaimer?
I was going to say that too. This is just entertainment purposes.
Yeah, we're
only.
just messing around.
Not medical advice.
Don't take any of this seriously.
Please call your doctor.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So, okay. So here's a question, and I'm sure you get this all the time. Why can't I just use my TENS unit to do this?
So, as you know, and you probably know 10 times more than I know about electrical stim, but TENS is really a pain device, right? It's almost the gate theory blocking. So our product does feel like a TENS unit or a traditional EMS unit, but really, I always talk about TENS is if your left thumb hurts, but you hit your right thumb, you forget your left thumb hurts because now you're right. So that's really what TENS does. It changes the pathway to your brain in regards to pain, whereas Firefly really is a modified muscle stim. What we figured out, what our secret sauce is if you took a traditional NMES and you put it on the peroneal nerve, it would be very painful. So we squared off the signal to comfortably make that, to stimulate that nerve. We get a couple things out of that. Number 1, no competition. We have a patent around it.
Nice.
But number 2, it's a non-fatiguing stim. So your traditional stim, your Mark Pro, your Compex units, you can only use those in small bursts of time because you get muscle fatigue. But because we're stimulating the nerve first, but also getting this muscle fire, it's non-fatiguing. So there's really nothing like Firefly on the market. Other technologies will feel like ours, but they don't do it. And we are only specific to really one, and I'll give you a little secret sauce behind the scenes on the second
Okay.
placement. But really, for the most part, we're on the fibular head,
Yeah.
right below the knee. There's a nerve that goes down to the foot, up into the thigh, called the peroneal nerve. And when you're placing the FireFly, you're really putting that indicator line right on the fibular head, because that nerve wraps around the fibular head and goes down into your foot.
And you guys
When
do
I
make it
launched,
so easy to find that nerve. Like I was really
Yeah.
impressed by that, because you do have to be specific with the placement,
Right.
and the instructions are spot on.
That's good.
Yeah.
thank you, thank you. It's as spot on as it is. We still get quite a bit of calls,
Sure.
and
Sure.
we actually redesigned the bullseye, so it literally is going to have a crosshairs, like put it here.
Put it here,
But
dummy. No.
yeah. We're about to release, and we don't have FDA approval for it yet, but Major League Baseball has been using this. When I started pitching this to MLB 10 years ago, they were like, oh, great, recovery, put it on the legs. Can we put it on the elbow? Because they want to put everything on the elbow. Well,
Yes, they
there's
do.
obviously some nerves in the elbow that are peripheral enough to stimulate the ulnar nerve, which we hear about all the time, the radial nerve, and the median nerve. We know that stimulating the median nerve gives you the same microcirculatory blast that we get in the lower extremity. So we're just about to come out and launch the product once we get FDA approval for upper extremity use. But we already have that being used behind the scenes in Major League Baseball, and quarterbacks are using it for priming and recovery.
Nice.
Yeah. So if I just pretend I knew anatomy, like where would I place that?
Just below the if you lay your arm out in front of you with your hand extended, just below the crease of your arm, you would lay the long end of the FireFly right across that crease.
Okay.
There's 2 electrodes on the long end, and you're really just kind of placing the electrodes on either side of the nerve, the median nerve, which runs straight down the middle of the arm. That's optimal placement. When you turn it on, you'll feel that same sensation you see in your foot. You'll feel it in your fingers. And we know we're getting this microcirculatory blast that we see in the lower extremity, in the upper extremity as well.
Why did you guys pick the peroneal nerve? Was it because it's the easiest one to find?
It's the most peripheral.
Yeah.
And, everybody, I think, talking to the people who founded the product, everybody always thought it would be, and this is where my anatomy is going to be off a little bit. They thought if we fired that peroneal nerve, we would actually fire the belly of the calf muscle. But it actually fires the 2 anterior, muscles, which everybody thinks, well, you got to fire the big muscle to get the blood flow. It's actually those 2 anterior muscles that are squeezing, that are giving us this increase in circulation. So they found some mad scientist in a college in Europe, stimulating the nerves of their students, and seeing this increased blood flow. And then what they did is they took the device, took his big box and his electrodes and converted it into this little wearable technology.
This is so on brand for Eastern Europe. We did a whole episode on peptides and this Wolverine stack and everything, and I think that probably happened in the same lab as they were doing the testing for the peptides.
That's what students are for.
I have to get over to Eastern Europe. Can the podcast sponsor a trip for me to go to some former Soviet bloc country? And we'll just we'll go live.
Boiling blood and transfusions.
Yes,
all the cool stuff going on over there.
I want to see this lab. I want to see it.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Cool.
So this device, like, how would somebody get it? Because I know how I got mine. So and it reminds me, I was gonna get you one before, but all mine are used up. I was like, oh shoot, it's time to order more. But because you talked about this being an over-the-counter product, like, are people able to go into like CVS or Big Five or something like that, or like, can you get it on Amazon? How do people get the FireFly?
Yeah, the only place right now is either in your friendly neighborhood training room that might actually have it, like a D1, D2. We've got high schools now, buying into FireFly. Outside of that, just on our website, quite honestly. If you know anything about e-commerce, Amazon is the the way you can get it to people faster, but you literally make no money if you sell
Right.
it on
Yeah.
Amazon.
Yeah.
So
Right.
we stay away from that.
Yeah.
We've talked to big box stores. Honestly, our product's still in its early venture. It's not intuitive. You wouldn't see a Firefly on a shelf and go, "Oh, this is a pneumatic
Yeah.
compression
It looks
boot.
like a
Let me
Band-Aid.
use it." So yeah, it looks like a Band-Aid. So we're not ready for that from a brand side yet as far as that goes. We've got chiropractic offices and PT offices that buy and resell to their patients, but for the most part, you just get it from us on our website is really the quickest way to get it. We're based out of SoCal, but we've got an East Coast and a West Coast warehouse. So pretty much anywhere in the US, if you go on our website, you can get it within 2 to 3 days.
That's fireflyrecovery.com.
Yes,
I
yes. And
memorized
I
that.
will
Wow.
I
Good
memorized
job.
that before the
my
episode.
Good job.
my apologies. I should have sent product to you guys in advance. And I happen to know somebody that can get you some product there. So Kathy, if you want to
I would
send
love
me an
it.
email, I'm happy to drop you a little care
I
package.
would love
Well,
that because I'm already thinking of all the ways I could use it with patients, to be honest.
so funny story about that. When I got mine, I was like, let's experiment on some people with this.
Oh,
And so who did I experiment on? Of course,
your children.
children. Yes,
Yes.
definitely children. My children from like local sports teams and stuff like that. So when my boys were playing football, I was like, listen, every day you're going to go out there and for warm-ups, I want you wearing this like while you warm up and then, just put it on the sticky thing, put it back on the foil, whatever. And so they did that. And I was like, look, you're going to have less delayed onset muscle soreness than everybody else that you're playing with. And kids thought that they were weird, but it really is. It's nice. And I think one of the biggest things that you already mentioned is that you can live your life while you do recovery. Because literally everything else for recovery, whether it's a massage gun, compression boots, or cold plunge, you can't walk around with those things. There's maybe only one other device that I could think of that we're not going to talk about on this show because this is all Firefly all the time.
Firefly.
But that's really unique about this. So can we talk about Shark Tank though?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Let's do it.
You were on freaking Shark Tank with this.
Yes. So you might not know, but Shark Tank actually has their own producers. We didn't actually try to be on Shark Tank. We got reached out to by Shark Tank,
Okay.
and they have their own
They haven't
active
reached out
producers.
to us.
And
No.
Shoot.
yeah, you're not slinging any. You're not selling anything. And so it was about a year process to go through all the interviews, and you have to give them all your information. They do background checks, obviously, etc. And then you have to build a pitch with them and their producers. And then they tell you're going to get you're going to get an opportunity to pitch to the Sharks, which we did. And that was in August of 24 actually.
Okay.
And then once you pitch and you actually pitch to the Sharks and you feel like, oh, this went pretty well, they say, well, you still might not air actually. And they only give you a 3-week notice before you air. So we literally were sitting around all last year in 2025 going, when are we going to air? Are we going to air? We got the call March 1st and we aired on March 21st. And as you can probably understand, it was great for the business. It really created we had a really good awareness in the athletic training room because that's where we spent most of our time selling and in kind of that elite athlete environment. But that Shark Tank really opened us up to the general public.
And one thing that you did that was really smart was you brought like one of your biggest customers with you. Like you brought some serious firepower to the show. Who'd you bring with you?
Kerry Walsh, who is a five-time Olympic. What you guys didn't see is we actually had. Kerry's amazing. She was an early adopter of Firefly. She actually really embraced me and helped me, and because we live very close to each other. And early on in my journey, I was just trying to track down all these athletes, and she found me and ordered online, and I actually delivered it to her personally because I wanted to meet her.
Heck yeah, that's the right way to do it.
she's just amazing. And she did a lot of great things for us. But what you didn't see on Shark Tank is we actually had about 5 or 6 other athletes that were pro soccer players, and that they actually gave us testimonials, but they didn't actually air it on Shark Tank. But yeah,
So
we've got a really
you were telling me
strong
that
backing.
you were telling me that because like you can go look on YouTube and you can find it's an 11-minute segment of you guys on Shark Tank, but you were telling me that this was much more than 11 minutes,
Really?
which I didn't realize.
Oh yeah, we pitched to them for probably an hour, a little over an hour.
Wow.
And they cut it up into like a 6-minute segment. So it's exhausting.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the coolest things I've ever done. The hardest part was the pitch, just remembering, as you guys probably know, you got to remember the 4 lines before. And
we know how hard the pitch is. We're all about that.
Yeah, and then as you guys know, doing a podcast, once you get the flow and the Q&A and you know your product well and you know your finances, all of that was really easy for myself and my business partner Lauren, who was on Shark Tank. But we got a deal.
Who'd you get the deal with?
At the end of the day,
Cuban.
So Rashawn Williams was a guest shark at the time, and Lori ended up collabing together and doing the
QVC
deal.
queen.
Yeah. Which we didn't think. We thought Mark Cuban would be our guy because we're a sports team and his team used us. But he was a little cranky that day, and
he looked cranky. I was watching. I was like, dude, I think Mark maybe he's got hemorrhoids or something. I don't know. He just didn't. He looked like he was having a rough day.
I'll give you the backstory.
Okay.
So the day that we filmed that, March 21st, or excuse me, I don't remember the date. I think it was like September 23rd or something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He just had sold the Dallas Mavericks. They had just lost game 5 or 6 to Boston the night before. And he actually had to fly in from Boston, just losing the championship, and then be on the Shark Tank set at 9 in the morning in LA.
Yeah, Mark, we forgive you.
Super tired.
Yeah.
He was just super tired.
Yeah, you're a person too.
Yeah, exactly. So I won't harp on him too much, but he did not see the vision for sure.
Wow.
Well, Mr. Wonderful did not like the valuation. He's like, this valuation, what? And he was out, but it doesn't seem like
that's his job, I think, to never like the valuation.
Yeah.
Right. But at the end of the day, we got the deal done, and it was a great experience.
Has that been a good boost for the brand?
Unbelievable. We probably did in the next 4 months $1.5 million more in sales than we had done prior.
Wow.
Just in really the consumer facing side. It didn't affect us. I kind of look at our business as 2 businesses, consumer and athletic training room. And it didn't really, I want to say, help us that much in the athletic training room, but definitely on the consumer awareness side. It definitely helped us. So I think a lot of people invest now in our product for their kids and themselves, and really travel has become, we do an exit survey on our consumer side, and I would bet 60+% of people are buying FireFly for long haul travel. So East Coast, West Coast, or international travel, et cetera, is really a big use case for our product.
Wow. I think that it's interesting that you bring up that, the training side, the consumer side, and the thought that came to my mind is, when you get things into a training room, it's not because trainers want it, it's because athletes want it, right? So, I'm the first chiropractor to work with Oregon State, and that whole process was not necessarily about those trainers being like, we've read the evidence on chiropractic,
we
and we
must
really
have a chiropractor.
Yeah, we got to get at least one in here. No, it is purely the demand from the student athletes, right? And so it's a recruiting tool too. Like, they want to know that, they're being taken care of. And so that's a really interesting thing. And I can see that that's probably how you grow too, is it's the demand from the athletes. And I know enough athletic trainers to know that sometimes they hear stuff from athletes and they just roll their eyes and they're like, you're going to get whatever you want. But but it's a big endorsement to have people whose job and livelihood and their legend and everything like that depends on how long they last, and so helps them recover. I think that's pretty high praise.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, you're kind of documenting our journey. When I first started, it was mostly athletic training, athletic trainers, strength and conditioning, buying into the product, which is a really hard journey. But what happened when NIL happened, it was actually kind of cool for us, is because we got a bunch of athletes reaching out and wanting to do NIL deals with us. And we don't have the funds to do paid NIL, but we were like, hey, we got plenty of product and swag and hats. And if you want our product, we'll trade for kind of awareness for a product and talk about how you're using it. So if you look at our Instagram, it's mostly college athletes that are talking about our product, and they've been very influential, especially with all this movement of NIL athletes as well, where they're going to multiple schools in their career. If they go to an athletic training room now and they don't have FireFly, it's opened up a lot of doors for us. So it's been very interesting journey to kind of hit it from both sides. But yeah, the athletes are very influential now in helping us grow and create awareness.
That is awesome.
So let's go back to the beginning, kind of when the Gecko started. I know I have some friends who are PTs that listen, and sometimes we get a little stuck and we get a little snobby about research. So don't shake your head.
I'm nodding.
Nope,
Yeah.
nod your head.
You said research. I like research.
Talk about the studies that when you first started out with the Gecko, and then kind of looked at it more on the recovery side of things.
Yeah. So Gecko has piles and piles of research about stimulating the nervous system to increase blood flow to prevent blood clots. They're obviously FDA approved for that. So you have to do a pile of research on a ton of patients to push that through. And then we started adding indications for use as we saw more and more research come through, and really feedback. So reduction of swelling on the Gecko side. And now I don't exactly know what their FDA approval is on the wound care side, but what I've seen from the research is dramatic in regards to reducing non-healing diabetic wounds that now are healing in 3 to 6 months with 8 hours a day of wear time. The company, which is amazing about them, because they're such a clinical driven company, when they were told they're a recovery product, they really wanted to understand how to roll this out. So they did their own research with, if you look at our research, it all comes out of the UK, but they did a great research in rugby athletes, mostly rugby and soccer, to really define not just is blood flow good. I think we all know that, but it's like, what is the optimal wear times for this?
Yeah.
If you're in boots for 45 minutes, is that enough? What if you had this other device that moves not only 3 times more blood, but if you could get into it 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, how would it affect the athlete? And we're actually seeing some incredible statistics. Everybody sends us on social media their Whoop score or their Aura score, where they're in the green, because we know we have a positive effect on heart rate variability, which is a marker for recovery. We didn't just measure how does the athlete feel Monday to Friday during an OTA week, right? We actually measured with specific machines on what did we have a heart rate variability effect? Were there markers in their bloodstream like creatine kinase? That is a marker for recovery. We've got a really good study that I'll share with you after the show.
Yeah.
And again, it's on our website, where
we'll link
one
it.
of the universities,
we'll link it in the show notes too.
Yeah, where one of the universities did it on their OT athletes, and they had their running back through defensive end players in Group A during OTAs, and Group B, nobody got a FireFly for recovery, and they measured all these outputs: speed, max acceleration, etc. And what they showed is that the athletes who use FireFly consistently during the first week of OTAs actually performed better on Friday than they did on Monday.
Wow.
Versus the group that didn't have it.
So it's almost like they're cheating.
It's kind of crazy to have this simple product that when people come to us, I can imagine, I think there's a lot of fluff in recovery devices right now, and there's not maybe as much research as there should be, and we probably don't have as much as we should either. But we're not afraid of research from our product because we know we increase circulation, about 62% of what you get from ambulation. So we know we're having an effect.
Yeah.
Where we're having these effects are becoming even more eye-opening for us. This recent study that came out with the heart rate variability also showed, excuse me, I'm mixing up the studies. There was another study that we did internally that effectively showed that we're increasing circulation about the level of a zone 1 exercise without actually exercising. So again, this warm-up concept where these athletes can have this priming effect, which is a big word. This year when I hit all the MLB teams during spring training, priming was the word this year. Every year seems to have a different thing that they're talking about, but simple, easy to use, $36. You're going to get about 15 treatments out of it. It'll last you about a month as an athlete for recovery if you use it every other day. And to your guys' point, mobile. You get it to use it when you're eating dinner, flying, at home, hanging out with your mates, doing whatever you do. There's really not another technology specific to our little window of recovery that is more effective, in my opinion. And that's not a sales pitch. It's just kind of me 10 years later going, this product is really, doing what it says it does.
Yeah. Well, and so you've discussed a little bit of the future in terms of, the upper extremity product coming out and everything like that. Where do you see, from a technology and like a market standpoint, where do you see FireFly and associated products like 10 years from now? Give us a sneak
For
peek.
our journey,
tell us the stuff you're not supposed to tell us.
for our journey, even though people think they want a rechargeable unit, they don't really, because you'd still have to buy electrodes. But I think eventually we'll come out with rechargeable because the consumer just wants it, even if it's going to cost them more.
Give the people what they want.
So that's that's our journey. I just sat down with the athletic trainer for the Anaheim Ducks, and I asked him the same question, like, what new technology are you seeing? What's amazing out there? There's a product called Immortal. I don't know if you've seen this. This is like a light bed / PEMF / you put cannulas in your nose and you get oxygen.
Holy
there's
smokes.
just crazy stuff. We just signed a deal with Fiji Airlines where FireFly is going to be used on the plane. Right now, they're going to roll it out to their first class customers, but eventually roll it out to everybody. I think if you just watch this fitness, health, wellness space grow, it's we're all demanding what's being used in these athletic training rooms behind the scenes is going to become a part of our everyday. To my right of me, I have a PEMF mat that I lay on every night. In my garage, I have an infrared sauna because I'm around this all the time, and I read the data and the research of living longer and feeling better, and I can't get enough of this stuff. So I think the general pop is gonna make this more of a you're gonna make a recovery room in your house is what I see in the future.
Yeah. Like everybody has a mud room. Like, do you have a recovery room?
A recovery room.
You need a recovery room.
Yeah.
Right?
It used to be a cinema room.
Oh yes.
The big screen TV and
with the projection TV.
Absolutely. And now it's
you could do dual mode recovery cinema room. Right?
There we go.
You can mix them together.
Ooh, I like that idea.
Like bundle it.
I like that.
So when can we get the projection TV cinema recovery room on FireFlyRecovery.com? Is that coming soon? Is that going to be 2036?
I don't know. I don't know if we'll turn into a big conglomerate like that, but it'd be interesting. Our journey is, I see a ton of new tech coming out. I get to see a lot of opportunity. We've been very successful in our launch in the athletic training room. Probably one of the most successful launches that I've been around in regards to other companies and I see their journey and how hard it is. We want to kind of take that connectivity we have to the athletic training rooms and bring new opportunity into them. So I do think we'll actually expand our product line at some point because there is just so much new stuff out there. I'm sure you see it as well, being at in the athletic training room and just seeing this new technology, everything from the pods to the beds to the light therapy in the nose or the
Yeah.
ear for concussion. I mean, there's just a lot of cool stuff. I'm a salesman, so I believe everything everybody tells me, right? And to your point, when you saw FireFly at first, you're like, does this little Band-Aid really do what it says it
Yeah.
does?
I was
I
skeptical.
go in full force with all of this stuff, and I love it. And I think it's just there's a lot of new innovation coming out, and I think it's neat. And
Yeah.
for practitioners like you, I think there's just many more tools to make the journey of an athlete. I was just reading this thing about Pat Mahomes coming back from his ACL
Yeah.
in what, like 5 months, and I'm sure, Kathy, you have athletes coming in. Well, why can't I be a Patrick Mahomes? And you're like, well, he gets
Because Patrick
treatment every
Mahomes
single
isn't
day.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's not about his healing faster.
No.
It's that he
Yeah.
gets Kathy and you 7 days a week.
Yeah.
He gets all these
Mhm.
modalities. He gets the compression chambers. He gets FireFly. He gets every modality under the sun. And you can come back that quick if you have all that. Who knows if that ligament is actually healed in there, but
No.
the
It's not yet.
musculature around it is pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That'll be interesting.
um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, are you
interesting
in
stuff.
are you in the WNBA yet? That's where my heart is.
We are.
You are.
They I would say the female athlete for us is probably the best athlete
Yeah.
because they're the most in tune with their body.
Mhm.
So we do very, very well. And we are very sticky inside the when we work with female athletes. They just
Mhm.
FireFly has a very positive effect. It's very quick, and the female athlete is more intuitive to how they feel. So we do really well. I think probably 80-90% of all WNBA teams use us.
Nice.
The Aces are one of our best teams. They obviously won a couple championships in a row, I believe. So I'm not
Yep.
saying FireFly did that, but we always like to correlate that. In the
I'll say
NHL
it. FireFly did that.
They did.
Yeah.
I'll say it.
Definitely. It wasn't Asia Wilson.
No.
It's just
It's
FireFly.
just FireFly. Come on.
No.
Yeah.
So, and we love. We also did the 3-on-3.
Oh,
I forget the name of the. In
Unrivaled.
Miami, they did
Unrivaled?
Unrivaled. Yeah.
Wow.
Unrivaled we were a part of Unrivaled.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. Susan Borchardt is the head of
Yes.
performance there. And she brought our product in last year when they first started that league. And we've
Mhm.
been a big component to that league.
Mhm.
Now she's over with, where did Paige go?
She's in Dallas?
What?
She's in Dallas?
Dallas. She
Oh,
just went
okay.
to Dallas. We just got a big order from Dallas because of Susan.
Yeah.
But Dallas has actually always been a customer for
Okay.
us.
Are you-
Golden States, Valkyries,
How about Portland?
the Sparks.
That's our team.
Portland Fire.
That's our new team. I have season tickets.
Come on, Portland Fire. Lie to us, Anthony.
Off the top of my head, I'll have to say I don't know.
Well, they
if
listen
you'd
to this
asked us to do
podcast.
that.
They exclusively listen to this podcast.
This is an opportunity. I'll drive some up there for you.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to get you in
Yes,
there.
please.
Yeah.
Please, I will send you some extras.
We're going to kick down
but no,
that door. Mhm.
The WNBA has been great for us. The NBA has been great for us.
Cool.
Collegiate basketball, both sides of the court, both sides, women and men, has been great for us. So no, we're very thankful.
Yeah, but I am going to warn you, if you're listening to this and you're associated with a team, Anthony does not cheer for you if you don't use FireFly.
He gives you
Yeah.
thumbs down.
Yeah, boo. Yeah. Hey, well, Anthony, we got a little tradition here. We play a game with every guest, and I think it might be game time, my friend.
It is.
Are you ready?
Time.
All right.
I've
all right,
warned
I'm ready,
you.
I think.
I've warned you. Yes. We're calling this game Best Foot Forward. Okay.
Ooh.
And this is it's a trivia game. I think you'll do well. These aren't too terribly hard. I say that, and then like I set people up because then they're like, I don't know the answer, and they're like, he said it's not hard, and so
I feel stupid.
But no, if you're struggling, just get on your PMF mat and you'll be fine. Get a little red
Yep.
light going. So here's what it is. We're going to do a variety of questions, and the answers are just things that involve the word. Well, we'll do this in rounds. The first round is going to be the answers involve the word foot in it. Okay. Like I'll give you an example. A note printed at the bottom of the page is a
Footnote.
Footnote. Very
There
good.
we
Yes,
go.
very good. All right. So let's get into a couple of these. So the first round is foot. The next round is leg, and then we're gonna do a gotcha round. Okay, and I'll explain that. So
All right.
what about this? The mark that a shoe leaves in the mud or the snow.
Footprint.
Very good. A 1984 Kevin Bacon movie about a town that banned dancing.
Footloose.
Very
All right.
good. The low ground at the base of a mountain.
Foot.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
I can't think of it either.
It's a foothill.
Oh, I knew
Foothill.
that.
Raul had
Foothill.
that one. Yes.
Darn
How
it.
about recorded video, especially the raw, unedited kind?
Foot. Skate. I want to say footage. Footage.
Footage. Yes, very
Hey.
good. All right, we're on to the leg round. Very good. Never skip
All
leg
right.
day. Here we
Never
go.
skip leg day.
The space for your legs on an airplane or in a car. Very appropriate for this one.
Leg room.
Leg room is correct. Stretchy pants worn snug to the leg.
Oh, leggings.
Very good. An illegally made or sold copy of a recording.
Leg. I know this one. Why is this not popping in my head? Pass.
Bootleg is what we're looking for.
Bootleg.
Yes.
There you go.
How about this one? A sharp bend in a golf hole's fairway.
I'm not a golfer. Sorry.
Oh,
Raul's over there mouthing it. It is a dog leg.
okay.
Dog leg.
Yes.
I just heard the Masters dog leg left.
That's
Yes,
right.
exactly. Exactly.
All right. Okay. So this is the final round, the championship round, and these are tricky. These are called the gotchas. Now these have the word leg in it, but it's not necessarily pronounced in there. I'll give you an example. Okay. So if something is permitted by law, it is legal, which has leg in it. Okay. So
got it.
we're gonna give you three of these. If you hit one of them, we're gonna send you a Pitch Podcast T-shirt. Okay.
Nice.
All right. Let's see. Graceful, refined, and stylish.
Elegant.
Oh, there we go. All
Ooh,
right.
very
Wow, he
good.
just hits it right away. Let's go for two in a row here. A famous story or a heroic figure.
Legend.
Very good. All right. We'll do one more. Where lots of students head after high school.
The bar. I'm sorry.
College. We will accept the bar.
College.
It is college. Oh, that was wonderful. All right, Anthony. This is the part where we do takeaways. So, Kathy, you want to start?
I was really impressed with the fact that this started as a medical device, and that the gecko on the medical side is shown to help, heal wounds quicker. I love that idea. And then to turn it over to the consumer side on the recovery side is fantastic. Like I said, I've already thought of, many different people I could use this with my patients. So
yeah,
super cool.
Excellent. Then my takeaway is like when I was getting ready for this, I discovered that I am out and it's time for me to reorder because I love the product. And so I'm going to go to FireFlyRecovery.com and get me some. And anybody can do the same too. You don't need to like go talk to your doctor, even your doctor of physical therapy or your doctor of chiropractic. You can just go to FireFlyRecovery.com. And Anthony, any takeaways for you? Any take-home messages?
No, just want to say I appreciate the opportunity. You guys have a great banter, and I've enjoyed watching your shows. And I will now, you have a new fan, so I will like,
Yes.
subscribe, and do all that stuff you need to do. And I'm looking forward to my T-shirt. I will send
Yes.
you out some sample
What
Firefly. I'm
what
an
size are
XL.
you? What size are you for the
I'm
shirt?
an XL.
Okay, got you.
And then I'll send you some Firefly swag as well. So in the
Sweet.
Sweet.
when we respond back and forth, send me your address. I'll send you out some swag. We've got some cool Firefly
Oh,
lids,
Ooh,
you
look at
know, with the
sweet.
that.
bands. So
Very
we'll
Absolutely.
get some
good.
products sent out to you. But no, very nice meeting you guys. Next time,
Yes.
Yes.
I'm actually going to be up in Oregon
Ooh,
for the NCAA next week for the track and field.
Oh,
cool.
excellent. Excellent.
Are you
Cool.
guys going to be out there?
I
Are
will not.
Oh, you're not going to go this year?
No.
Ah, bummer. Yeah, I don't know if I'm allowed to. I got to ask my wife.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it.
No, I
Well,
might
I'm
I
going to
might
be out
try
there.
I might try and take my son down there though
Oh, cool.
because
Oh,
he's a
yeah.
discus thrower.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah, we have a ton of athletes using the products, so we're going to go out there and meet a lot of the coaches and
All
kind
right.
of just continue to carry the flag for the brand. So
Cool.
it should be nice.
Sweet.
How
Yeah, well
about?
I
hopefully we'll
love you,
run into you.
Gene.
Yes.
All right.
Great.
Okay.
Very
Well,
nice meeting you
excellent.
guys.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Anthony. And I guess there is one more thing that
Oh,
we have
yeah.
to get to, and that's there's no I in pitch.